Hey everybody, we're here to start the show. Here for CineMayo's movie chat, and 50 Thunderer made me laugh here. Joe could be watching Superman again because I was late. I was late by like 10 minutes or something. Oh, Superman again. Oh no. Uh, yeah, we'll talk about this. That's for sure, Ollie. I'm going to talk.
I'll take a nap while you're talking about
It's
that.
classic. I can't believe you of all people. Anyway, hello James. What's going on? And curtains up.
Yes.
All right. They're starting to riot in the theater. Well, we're here. We're here. I think the film broke in the projection room. Need more popcorn, and there it is. Yeah, yeah. All right. Another screening of Jaws or something. I probably watched. I've been watching. That's why I'm late. Yeah. You never know with me. I tell that with everybody when it comes to music or movies. You never know. You never know. But you know what I mean? Which we'll talk about. A film that's just a masterpiece and greatly shot and rendered and sung and acted and cinema photographed and all of that. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I had my last buttered popcorn at the movie theater. I did buttered popcorn last night. I did
Soda?
candy.
Candy and a soda?
I did water, but today's the first day again. We'll see how it lasts. Hello,
Mr.
hello.
Mike.
Uh, yeah, well, I got older. I hate to. Cause people do this all the time. I don't want to be like everybody else. Oh, I got older and more mature. So in other words, if you don't like a movie like that, well, then you're immature. I don't know. That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair at all. All right, guys. So what's the good word, you guys? What's happening?
Movies.
Tom, you told me that you were watching movies, or you had some movies to go to, or last night, or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, I
One?
went to two. No, I went to two movies last week.
Oh, two last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, sure.
I know one of them was a disappointment. What we'll get into. I read one.
Yeah. One was a disappointment, and the one I saw last night, I enjoyed very much, and I'm going to go see it again probably next week.
All right. And Tim. All right. How about you, Tim? Have you seen any movies? Yes.
Well, yeah, I haven't been. I missed last week, so I haven't. I've seen a lot of
Right.
movies in the last 2 weeks. So,
Well, your schedule's not as flexible as mine. You said. You wish your schedule-
well, I just you told me there was no show a half an hour before you went on, so I went and did something
an hour?
else, and then I come back and you did a show. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I know. I know. I was feeling pretty lousy. I was feeling, so that's why. But I said, the show must go on. So anybody see Thunderbolts?
I'm done with Marvel films. I'm more of a DC guy, anyways. So, yeah.
No.
So, no, Elementary Penguin. I did not see Thunderbolts.
I didn't.
Which,
Thank God they're bringing old movies back to the theaters. That's really like the best thing to save us.
I mean, they brought back Toy Story as well. The original Toy Story.
Old movies. What's old?
It's old now. I mean, it's 25 years ago.
No,
So,
man, it's still the 21st century, 2000ish.
Doesn't matter. No, 2001 is the beginning of the new century.
Oh, that's a semantic. Yeah, okay, the movies were lousy in 2000, not just 2001.
You don't know. You don't know.
No, I know. I'm trying to wind you up. I know. I don't see him. How would I know, right, Tim? I get Tim on my side on this one.
Yeah.
But few and far between.
As far as Toy Story, I wish the stories kept up with the technology, if you know what I mean. I mean, the third one looks the best, but it probably has the worst story. I wish, whatever. But it's just the way the world works.
Toy Story's 30 years old, 1995. But in my view, there's no difference.
There you go. Yeah, no, I thought it was the 90s. I thought it. I was thinking it was the 90s.
To me, things were going downhill in the 90s, so it started from then to now, from my opinion. But there's some exceptions. I'd skip it though, even though the movie's okay. I probably wouldn't see it. Frankenstein. I picked up a.
This is a shame. No, I picked up a blind buy at Barnes and Nobles. The menu hated it so much I threw the DVD in the trash, and that's too bad because I really, really like that movie, and it deals with the chef. And I got a lot of what he was saying in that movie, Ray Fiennes. So maybe just because I'm in the profession, I kind of understood, but that's too bad he didn't like it.
Oh boy, I couldn't care less about Adam Sandler in concert. Come on, I'm glad you have fun, enjoy. Yeah. I'm not casting aspersions on you. I'm just saying I'm not interested. I wouldn't be interested. Adam Sandler. Hello,
David.
Hello. So anyway, why don't we start with movies that we watched or whatever. I only have one, and you know what it is. So I'm trying to think if I should do it later or start. Because I always have one, and you guys probably got two, Tom.
Well, I got four. I got four. 2 at the theater and 2 on Blu-ray. So.
And Tim, how many you got? About 9, 10?
I watched a lot of movies, but I actually picked up a couple too for the first time in a while. So.
Whoa. Pickups. How about showing us some pickups? How's that to start with?
Go.
Okay.
Go, Tim.
Okay. Well, I picked up 5 movies, but 3 discs. 4 noirs from Warner Archives on DVD. I don't even know what this is called. Crime Wave and Decoy. Have not watched these yet. I always pick up Warner Archives, especially for like $1 or $2 at my thrift store. I think these are $2. And then Act of Violence and Mystery Street, same thing again. Warner Archives, not factory pressed, but individually made.
Right.
I like this kind of stuff. And then I like this company. I like their minimalistic packaging. I found this too. Trade Winds, Frederick March and Joan Bennett on Classic Flicks. I just like the minimalism of their packaging. You open it up and there's nothing in there. I kind of like that. I kind of just think it's kind of cool, and it's a movie you're not going to find anywhere else. So that's what I picked up. 5 movies.
I see.
All old, all my speed.
Here's Mike just saying that I rarely throw something away. It was an impulsive reaction.
Yeah, I get it. I probably would have threw Sound of Music away after I watched it.
We're going to talk about. Let's talk about that next. Okay, whatever. First of all,
okay. I did pick up one thing on Blu-ray. And
talk about what you picked up.
Yeah, that was one thing. That was one movie I saw earlier this summer, and that's Nicolas Cage and The Surfer.
Oh, boy, I got to see that. What a classic that sounds like.
It is. It's very psychedelic. Very Nick Cage. He gives a Nick Cage performance, which is really over the top as usual for Nick Cage. I really liked it. So there, blah.
I think you talked about that.
New stuff is good. New stuff is good.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about something that's great. Okay, The Sound of Music. Let's talk about that. Oh, anyway.
All right.
I made a video of this. Don't give me this. There's nothing sleepy, but some of the movies you like. You like The King and I? Do you like The King and I? That is sleep-inducing. Oh my God, folks! Anybody out there? If you had to pick The King and I, or The Sound of Music, which one would you pick?
I don't know how you can like The King and I and not The Sound of Music. I don't even understand that. But anyway.
It's bizarre, but it happens. It happens. It happens to me, all the time. People, it's not one size fits all. Sometimes you say, "Why do I not like this item?" That's kind of the same as that item. Well, it's music or a movie, not the same, right. But it's generally the same. All right. Before I start talking about The Sound of Music, tell me how you feel about it, Tom. Because obviously you're not a fan. What's your experience?
Saw it as a kid. And maybe it was just a wrong time for me. Okay, all I knew is that I love the A-Team, I love Dukes of Hazzards, I love stuff like that on TV. And that was like that was my time. And then here it is, my mom, because she loves it, she's making me and my younger brother watch this movie. And maybe it was just the wrong time for me, but I thought it was just the most boring piece of trash I've ever seen in my life. I know I was like about 10 or 11 years old.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. But I remember it, very like it was yesterday. I mean, so, and I just didn't like it. Didn't like them. At that time I wasn't, musical person or anything like that. So again, maybe one day I will go back and revisit it, and maybe my thoughts on it will change. But it's not going to be today.
We'll see. Casey, but that I'm going to be strong about this because I'm a little disappointed, Tom, coming from you, because I think you'd be the first one to call that out. Like, I mean, I did things like that too. I mean, I've said many times, well, I didn't really give it the right chance. I was tired or something, or maybe I was too young, or whatever it was. So I'm going to give a challenge. I'd be dying to use one day, but it's 3 hours, so I don't know.
One day, I know, and I knew it was going to be a late night for you because they probably played a half-hour trailers.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, half an hour. It was a 3 hours movie. But let me talk about a little bit. I did make a video. Some of you probably seen it already if you're watching it. But just to have it here on a record by itself on a show. When my mother took me to see it.
I did watch your video this morning when I woke up, and as soon as you said I had the privilege to go see this, I knew. I was like, damn it, I need to turn this off.
No, it's freaking great. It is a privilege. What a privilege. Rogers and Hammerstein. Oh, what a privilege. Anyway, so I have a memory in my head because I've seen a lot. I have a good early memories. I mean, I sharp memories of things, and I have a memory of Julie Andrews as a child. I don't know how old I was. My mother took me to see it. There are some like childlike songs in there and child-friendly songs, and also children in the movie. So took us to see it, just like she took us to see Mary Poppins. And I have this vision. I still remember the vision from the big theater, and I remember the screen too, because the screens were wider. The screen I went to last night, wasn't that wide. These days, you got the bars on it to accommodate the big scope. But this was a big screen. I could remember her just twirling around at the beginning with that grand opening and on the hilltop. When it came out, I was 3. Was I 3 when I saw the movie? It could have been, movies hung around for a while then or came back. I could have been 4 or 5, maybe 5, but I know I wasn't much older than that. So I got to be pretty small, 3, 4, or 5 or something. And I only remember that. And the other thing I remember was dark lit scene of kids being scared and hiding. And that's all I remember, which would make an impact on you as a kid. So anyway, my girlfriend loves stuff like this, musicals and stuff. So I was going to go with her, no problem, because I like Julie Andrews. I think she has an angelic voice. I like her singing. And I did catch this. Yes.
The professional singer that your girlfriend is, what does she think of Julie Andrews singing?
Oh, she likes it very much.
Okay.
Yeah. Appreciates it very much. And this was an opportunity for the 60th anniversary to go to the big screen. We thought we were seeing it in IMAX, but it wasn't IMAX, for what that's worth. But when I went to see it, I guess I was in the right mood, too, which helped. Open mind, looking forward to it, as it turns out. But anyway, immediately that first scene grabbed me, the opening shot. And I said, though, it's not on. I don't want to spend a half hour on this, but it's not on one continuous shot. It's segments shot of. First, you'll see the snow-capped mountains in Austria, and then you'll see maybe the town, or the house, the villages, stuff, church, and then finally it sweeps in on her. And it's funny that I heard later on when I was doing some research after I saw the movie that they had to get a helicopter to get that shot, and it was like 20 feet from her. Yeah. She kept getting knocked over every time. The wind, I think, the force kept knocking her down to the ground every time they were doing it. That's on the side. But anyway, this time I really appreciated the movie. I mean, first of all, Robert Wise is a director that I appreciate for the most part, doing things like The Day the Earth Stood Still and The Body Snatcher. I think that's his first directed movie, where he directed Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi in this movie, the Val Lewton series. Body Snatcher, Karloff could have had his Oscar for that, as far as I'm concerned. And The Haunting and The Andromeda Strain. A lot of people would say these are boring movies. I know people think, The Haunting's kind of dull, and also The Day the Earth Stood Still. And I love The Andromeda Strain, and a lot of people find that dull, but I enjoy it.
I think he also worked as an editor on Citizen Kane.
Yeah, he talked about that. I watched some interviews with him as well, and he did Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and we all know.
You can't win them all, but yeah,
no, absolutely not. So the main thing for me, first and most, is the scope of it, the atmosphere, the locations. Seeing the mountains, seeing even the blades of grass blowing. I mean, really beautiful, picturesque scenery. And then, I like the music. The child actors are also great. And I was wondering, like, how in the world they could direct that. That must be hard to do, choreograph kids and stuff like that. But, they were all talented. And some of them
a lot
were,
of rehearsing. A lot of rehearsing.
Sure. You got to rehearse, right? Do it rehearsing. Yeah. But there's 7 children in there. A few of them stood out to me. Mostly Angela Cartwright from the Danny Thomas Show and later Lost in Space and so on, and others. Christopher Plummer, who hated doing the movie, but then later got an appreciation for the movie. Apparently, he was perfectly cast. I thought a bitter, distant captain from losing his wife, so he's kind of like not able to really give his children what they need. So here comes Julie Andrews to be the governess, the 12th governess, because all the other ones failed for one reason or another, or got fired, and this and that. And the other thing, and of course, the kids take a great liking to her. And then there's just a lot of fun. I like that the first half of the movie is a lot of fun and singing and all that, and the atmosphere, as I said. Great music, and then later it gets more serious as they fall in love, and then they wind up getting. This takes place during the Nazi takeover. So you got in Germany, they're trying to take over, and they're trying to get the captain over to their side. So it becomes a lot more intense in the last parts of it, which I think is a whole different mood. Yeah, so that's what else can I say? That's the gist of it. I just was really amazed by it. I think I'm definitely going to get this. I came out of there saying, I wonder, as much as I liked it a lot, would I want to see it again? Like, it's getting like that. As I say, I'm getting older. How many times am I going to watch it? And I thought, I think I do want to own it. And then I got to think about which one to get.
Yeah,
because I want to get extras.
There's a bigger box set of it too.
A lot of extras.
If I remember correctly.
I hope, because that's what I want. Is the extra. Look, I don't see many musicals. I don't love musicals. When people ask me what's your favorite musical, I'm going to say this one, unless you count A Hard Day's Night or something like that. But I don't really think of that as the same. I'm okay with Singing in the Rain also, but I think this is far and away my favorite. I think this is based on what I've seen from Robert Wise, and I've never seen West Side Story that he directed. But what I've seen, this is masterpiece.
That I do love, and I would probably consider West Side Story to be the masterpiece myself. Even though I think, did both win Best Picture, if I remember correctly?
I don't know about West Side Story.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look, but anyways, I mean, West Side Story is just a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, anyways. So,
I mean, the thing is too, I don't want to get, like I say, sometimes modern or younger audiences. Sometimes they don't have the attention span. They're not willing to. It's too talky, and there's parts in the middle with the love stuff that does it's a little more bogged down. But come on, I can handle it. I'm 63 years old, for God's sake, and I thought it was very good. So the whole thing. So there you go. It's my feel. Tim, did you ever see this?
Yeah, no, I saw it the last 5 years, probably the first time ever. And I had no idea that it was basically, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's an anti-war, anti-Nazi kind of. I had no, and that changes it for me a lot. Suddenly, that takes it from to okay, this is kind of important, and So yeah, no, I think, and it's well shot. Obviously, it's well shot. It's well made.
Yeah, it is well shot. And the thing that
There's
gets
all
me,
the accolades it gets. I get it.
Cinematography is fantastic.
yeah, and again, I go back to what I've been saying. Again, this is another movie. That's why I said privilege. On the big screen, any movie. Tom, I'm sure you agree with me, and Tim too. Well, maybe I don't know, Tim, if you agree. I'm assuming you might. If you have the opportunity, anything really should be seen on a big screen if you can. There's some movies that are fine on the regular home screen, even, but I saw this on Turner Classic Movies. I only watched the first 45 minutes of it about a month ago. It was on, and I didn't get the same thing out of it the first 45 minutes that I got on that big screen. And I have a 55-inch TV. It's not a 19-inch TV. It's pretty big, decent size. There's nothing like it to me on that scope. All right. So let me just see if I can catch up a little bit here. Oh boy, I lost my comments. Let me go up. Here we go. Have you ever seen My Favorite Year with Peter O'Toole?
That one, I think so. Yeah, because that's a remake actually, and I'm forgetting the name of the film that it's from.
Okay, there you go. Almost picked up The Surfer. Maybe I'll go back and buy it.
If you like Nicolas Cage, you'll like it. If you don't like Nicolas Cage, you won't like it.
I hope your garbage has got some room in it. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's a joke.
Funny stuff. I heard that there's this sing-along version of this, and as we were driving to the theater, I was saying, I hope it's not the sing-along version or whatever. People are going to sing with it, and it wasn't. Oh, by the way, we got a good crowd. I think most of them had seen it before, I guess, but the laughs were good. Those funny bits, they were all laughing in the right spot, which were good. And I saw a few rows of families in there, like a lot of people in the rows, like all ages in this. So right. I think that was a good thing. Yeah, okay, the sing along. Excuse me. It's funny. I was just thinking about this. I mean, I was wondering if I was going to get really like, oh, come on, oh, God, it's corny. I didn't get too much of that except for that song, Good Night, Farewell, whatever that is, Adieu, or whatever. My God, so silly. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Let's put it that way, because I was at the record store today and I did look for it in the soundtrack section and it wasn't there. And Corey at the record store told me, "Oh, come back tomorrow. It'll be here." Comes in every day. It's one of the, and I've seen it. It comes in all the time in used collections. Hello, Uncle Paul. Apollo 13 IMAX on Friday. Maybe some merch. Maybe some merch for the.
I'm sure that movie will look great on IMAX, but I mean, I've seen it like 2 or 3 times. I think I'm good with Apollo 13.
Yeah, saw it as a kid. Sound of Music. Don't think I've seen it since. I'm more of a chitty chitty bang bang kind of guy, I guess. I saw that as a kid too. I mean, I also want to try Mary Poppins again. I mean, to me, it's really like a kid's movie, but you're going to be a kid to really love that thing.
Right.
But then again, I'd be up for that again right now, but we'll see. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Von Trapp story was real. I didn't know that going in, that there's a real Maria Von Trapp. I didn't realize that. And they made movies about it already or something, apparently, before Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Which was not, I always say you got to keep it like real and the real story and not change too much. Supposedly, there's some changes made in the Sound of Music version.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I never saw it until about 10 years ago on the big screen. I did like it. Now I have the Blu-ray. All righty. Hi,
Hello,
George. Good
morning, Terry.
I shall revisit it. Yes, it's a fun scene in there. Joe will find the horror movie reference in any film. Yeah, I heard that he was drunk a lot during it, or maybe not a lot, but during that, I can't think of the name of that song everybody mentions. There's one song that he sings at the end, or he's dubbed anyway, that he was drunk. I heard that he was dubbed singing, but there's a little bit of him singing supposedly too.
Those Brits love to drink.
Ooh-wee. Mayo. Willy Wonka was my jam as a kid. That I think is considered a musical. Well, yeah, maybe, yeah. Like you say it.
No, it is. There's enough song.
See, this is I forgot there was another West Side Story. Come on.
I actually have no interest in seeing Spielberg's West Side Story.
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen it. The old West Side Story. But if I was going to see one, that's the one I think I'd see. I don't know why you would be. It's considered great, a classic. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it did well. I mean, it was nominated for Academy Award too, Spielberg's version. So, for best film, I think Cabaret is great. Liza Minnelli is fantastic. Michael York is really good. Joel Grey, I think he won the Oscar for best supporting actor. So
I haven't seen it in years. It wasn't my thing at the time. I don't know about now.
That was when I was feeling more adventurous. I did see it, and it's in my notes that I have. One day when I pull up Cabaret, I did see it. I did write about it, but I don't remember it. So that's why I'm going to get back to that, hopefully. Rocky Horror as a favorite musical. The success of Sound of Music was a mixed blessing for Hollywood as all the studios started making big musicals and trying to strike gold twice. Didn't always work out.
No, it didn't. And the movie scene was definitely changing there in the mid-'60s.
I was 15 when I saw Rocky Horror 76, the Waverly Theater. I remember the Waverly Theater. I think I've been there. Hairspray is the better musical. Fact. Get out of here with that fact thing before I shove it up your ass.
That's your fact. It's not my fact.
The first, fantastic West Side Story.
And as a matter of fact, I think fact is sometimes just an opinion as well.
Well, we're going to get into that.
Yes.
Come on. Oh, Christopher Plummer was Canadian. Boy. The remake is worth a look. West Side Story is great. All right. Okay. Tom, why don't you tell us about your experiences?
All right. Well, like I said, I did go to the theater twice. Last Thursday was the first day they were showing This is Spinal Tap 2 or Spinal Tap 2, the final ending or whatever the hell it's called. And I'm a huge fan of the original, which comes tomorrow from Criterion Collection. So I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of this one. So I was going to go see this movie, whether McCartney was in it or not. So that wasn't really a selling factor for me. But while I'm watching this, I'm trying to judge it on its own merit as well. But also I'm trying to judge it as a sequel. And it just left me a little disappointed. I just felt like a lot of the scenes while they're together, they're separated by this point in time, and they're in different locations over the world, and they're all got different things. Like Harris Shearer's character, Derek Smalls, he owns a glue museum, and in one of the scenes, he's being interviewed about all the different glues, and he takes one and he's trying to smell the glue, and then he gets it stuck in his nose. So that's a bit of a comedic thing. There's the chemistry between Christopher Guest and Michael McKean's characters. They're kind of little on the rocks. We find out later on why. And that was kind of a letdown. They're trying to interview famous drummers to be the drummer for this one show, because that's the premise of the movie is that they have to they're on contract to do one more show, and so this is the show that they got to do, and then they're rehearsing, and then McCartney pops in first, and it's more than a cameo. He's in it for about at least good 10 minutes, and then he performs a song with the band, and then Elton John's there, and he's in it more than a cameo as well. And that was Elton John. Actually, I preferred him over Paul McCartney in this movie, which is too bad. But again, it just didn't. The laughs didn't land as fast and ferocious as in the original. But then again, it's you can't always expect that to happen. Rob Reiner, David mentioned with Rob Reiner, yeah, he was actually might have been the funniest part of the movie. But like the original too, they got scenes that were cut from the film so there's scenes running as the credits are going. So that's pretty cool. And so I just thought it was so, but being a fan of the original, I am going to give this movie another shot. And see if it lands a little bit better. One of my big disappointments, our friend Owen Ling mentioned this. Michael McKean, his character, they're all British, right? I mean, he hardly has a British accent in this film, So it's yeah.
He's usually a pretty capable actor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well he is, yeah, absolutely, and he's fine in this movie, but he's just plays it, kind of somber. I mean, he's not with his wife anymore that he was in with the, in the first film, but she does have a cameo in there. Fran Drescher has a cameo in there. Paul Schaefer has a cameo in there because they were all in the original. So that was kind of cool to see what those those characters were up to now. So. But all in all, I mean, again, it's just an average film for me. A little disappointed, but like I said, I will give it another shot. So that was Thursday.
You like the first one?
Oh, love it!
So much
love
that it's worth. Yeah. If you feel like there was something there that could have, with another view, I feel that sometimes. I say there's something there.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe a second view.
Yeah, because the setup to the final concert, I mean, sometimes it feels a little drag. Whereas the original, to me, it never dragged. The original never drags to me. No. It just keeps going and going and going. This one, it kind of feels like you're dragged a little bit, and you get a couple surprise cameos too from the people that are in those Christopher Guest, type of films. As well, from like Best of Show and Waiting for Guffman. So there you go. Ali says it was just okay. Yeah.
Spinal Tap 1.
Oh, he thought Spinal Tap, just the first one was okay.
Which I agree with you, Ali. It's okay.
Yeah.
Spinal Tap 1, I don't remember.
Yeah. Again, it's not for everyone. But go ahead, Tim.
No, I love that film.
Yeah. So,
but the new one has to be better than that special they did in the 90s. It has to be Break Like the Wind. It has to be better than that.
Yeah. So, but the final scene though is kind of humorous. Right before it goes to credits, you'll have to see it. And it has to do with the structure that comes down in the first one. The structure of the pieces like from Stonehenge is like this. now in the new one, it's just this bohemian thing. It comes down, but you'll have to see how it ends. So that was Thursday. Then last night, Sunday night, I went to go see a movie that I was really anticipating. And that was called The Long Walk, which is a novel by Stephen King, which, just a couple months ago, I saw another great Stephen King book film called The Life of Chuck, which I thought was great. So this Long Walk, it's kind of like a dystopian kind of world, whether it's the future or the past, so it's a kind of a contest. I mean, a lot of people are comparing it to the Hunger Games, but The Long Walk came before the Hunger Games.
I've read The Long Walk a long time ago. It's not actually a novel. It's a long, short story.
It's part of a short, exactly. It's part of.
I think it's in the four seasons.
Right. It's part of the 4 seasons where it's four short stories in one book. Yeah.
So I read it.
Yeah, and this is like the premise is it's like 50 teenagers from each state gets picked to be part of this challenge, which is a long walk, and it's a contest to take on all the kids are, you know, walking as far as they can for as long as they can with no sleep. Okay. Very little water, very little food. And the kickers, they have to maintain a speed of 3 miles per hour to do this walk. And I got to tell you, you know, the camaraderie and the bonding of these teenagers throughout this film was very good. And there are a lot of scenes that towards the end start to get very emotional because you're so invested in these characters and their friendship as the story is going is really moving. And right now I would say that this is probably my top 5 favorite films of the year so far. That's how much I really enjoyed The Long Walk. Yeah, so
very positive review there.
Yeah, great.
Have you read the story, Tom?
No, I was trying to find it on eBay, and you know what I mean. I want to try to find the most pristine copy out there, and people want like hundreds of dollars.
Because I was just curious if they changed the ending. I don't see how they could. But they could.
We'll have to talk about that off screen then, because you know, because I don't want to spoil for those that.
No, I don't want to spoil it either. That's why I put it that way.
Yeah. Right. So that's true. So I had a so-so experience, and I had a great experience at the drive-in. I mean, not the drive-in, but the theater last week. And I got my 2 movies that I'm going to be seeing here this week, and I'll talk about that next week. But on Blu-ray, I did watch, you know, one of my least favorite movies of all time, but because ONJ is in it, you know, I had to watch it. You know, but again, the music is so fantastic, you know, I really had a good time watching this. And like I said, there's 4 commentaries on this Blu-ray, so it's you know, I'll have to go back and listen to a couple of those. I did listen to the first one, but I'm gonna go back and then this one I really enjoy. But Warner Brothers released it. I'm surprised that Criterion went for it, but that's fine because I really like this movie a lot, and that's Sorcerer. From William Friedkin, 1977, kind of a remake from I'm forgetting the film now. Wages of Fear, The Wages of Fear, a French film that came out in the 40s, I believe. So, and it's or was it Scheider? Is that how you pronounce his last name? Yeah, sure. Scheider. Yeah, sure. Which Roy Scheider from Jaws fame, and it's you get like the story of 3 individuals, okay, that have to escape their lives all of a sudden, and they all end up in the same place, and they get picked to be the ones to transfer very deadly dynamite that is leaking, and they have to take it to a oil field that exploded. And it's on fire, and they need this dynamite to blow up the site to make it stop. So the tension is very high in this film. I mean, you feel the tension as they're driving 5 miles an hour to avoid any kind of way that this dynamite will blow up. And there's some really crazy scenes where they're going over these bridges where, you know, like if you're walking on it, you feel like it's going to break, but yet you can get this, you know, 2-ton truck across these bridges, you know, but they're driving on very narrow roads and all dirt roads because they're in a country in South America, third world country. But the tension is high. It's fantastic. I really like this movie a lot. So I definitely recommend everybody checking out Sorcerer, which is right up there, I think, with French Connection and The Exorcist from William Friedkin.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Friend Julio died. And he's 65, I believe. And it's sad. Thank you, Dane, for remembering. As far as musicals, I like Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay. Yes, he was Richard. Yeah, he was Richard Bachman. The Thinner was also Richard Bachman. The Running Man is also Richard Bachman as well.
Yeah.
All right. Do you go to all to all 4 movies a week that you get with your AMC pass?
Well, I'm on the second tier, which is $20 for 3 movies a week. I could change it to 25, which I may do. Change it to the $25 tier, which is 4 movies a week. I know, I don't always go to no, I don't always take advantage of it. I mean, if I'm not interested in seeing a movie that particular week that comes out, I don't go. But sometimes, like last week, I took advantage of 3 films. This week, I'm taking advantage of the 3 films. So it does work out in your favor. If you're a movie junkie and you like seeing movies, whether they're the re-releases like Jaws, or if you like the see movies that come out, like I do, I would definitely recommend taking advantage of, because by the time you're on the second film, you're already winning. You've already won for the month.
It's a shame the prices of seeing films today when you think about it. That's a bargain these days.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Imagine if Sound of Music had been directed by Sam Peckinpah.
Would have been a very different film.
Yes, very, very true.
Yeah.
Hello, Gary. Hey, Gary.
Gary, what's up? Okay, Tim, hit it. We haven't heard you say this in a long time.
I can't even read it. Oh,
you gotta be able to read.
Yeah, I can't see with my glasses on. I need bifocals, but I refuse to get them. Go to bed, Billy. There you go. Yeah.
That could be a wind-up job because Danny always talks about that movie. Last week in my Barbara Stanwyck film class, I saw Stella Dallas for the first time. Great performance by Miss Stanwyck. I don't know what I'm missing out by this lady. I don't know Barbara Stanwyck at all.
Well, you've seen Double. You've seen Double Indemnity.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
But the wig, I can't get over the wig. That's my only problem with Double Indemnity is that damn wig. Other than
I have trouble with Fred McMurray. I don't know. I still think of him as My Three Sons, and Barbara Stanwyck, I think of The Big Valley. That's the problem I have with a lot of these people.
But, yeah,
she's definitely in my top 3 favorite actresses.
Fred McMurray was a bad guy for most of his acting career. He was rarely the good guy.
Yeah, this is a little joke about what the night listener with Robin Williams, but it's a little joke that we have with my friend Danny. Night listener is a terrific little thriller. Tom Hyde. Did you ever watch Tom?
I own it. Yes, good little movie. Ben Affleck is a pretty damn good director. He's kind of been hit and miss as an actor, but as a director, I think he's very, very good. No, I still need to see that. Still on my list to see.
No idea.
And I have no desire to see West Side Story, but although I like Natalie Wood, but I like Natalie Wood when she's older than that. A few years older than 60, I don't know, 66-ish. But I don't know. The only reason I might see it is because it's because Reputation, number one, and the fact that it's Robert Wise.
And you get to see Rita Moreno.
Yeah, which it is a really good deal
too. I like Rita Moreno in Carnal Knowledge. At the end.
Yeah.
I'll go to her anytime. It seems a really good deal. It's like $3 a movie or $3 a movie.
Yeah. Oh, if you take advantage of it, if you when it comes down to it, if you do see like 3 movies a week, then
he could almost afford it. I saw The Smallest Show on Earth from '57. Peter Sellers in it, about an old rundown cinema. It's a lot of fun and highly recommended.
Cool.
Ever heard of it?
Talking of musicals, I haven't seen the original Bugsy Malone for many years. I wonder if it's aged well.
Isn't that the one from the early 80s? Is that the one with the Happy Days kid, Scott Baio and Jodie Foster?
Shit. I don't know.
No idea.
No, I've never seen My Fair Lady either. And after hearing that Julie Andrews got a bum deal with that, it kind of pisses me off. That you had to, you said you got Audrey Hepburn and dubbing in her singing. I don't. But uh, uh, wait a minute, hold on. Did you all love the Rocky Horror Picture Show? I don't even know if I've seen it all the way. I might have seen it once. It doesn't do anything for me. I like the time warp film.
I'm sorry, unless you're seeing it with an audience that knows what's going on, it's just a mediocre film. It's the whole experience of seeing it in a theater that makes it.
The first half is better, and the first half is better than the second half. It gets boring at the end.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah. If you're talking about that famous independent film, The Room, I've never seen it, and nor I have any interest in ever seeing it. Yeah, okay, that one. Yeah. Hello, Kimbo.
Hello, Kimbo.
Yeah, what's going on, Kimbo? I also picked up The Right Stuff, a film I'd never heard of, but won 4 Academy Awards.
Oh,
I know.
Great film, but I think it is too long. It could have been trimmed. It could have definitely.
Yeah, that's another 3-hour movie, 3-hour plus movie.
And it didn't need it. It didn't need to be.
This is the best musical ever. Incredibly strange creatures who stopped living and became mixed up zombies.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We tell you, it's not.
This is Blake Edwards. SOB. I don't know if I've seen it. I don't watch anything with Julie Andrews in it. That's for sure.
Well, Blake Edwards is good. I saw it a long time ago. I have.
I'm trying to get caught up so we could move on, but I never saw Psycho until I was in college. They showed it between classes in an extra classroom. I discovered why Hitchcock was the master of suspense. The show scene never loses its impact. Yeah, it's very good, but there's been a lot of rip-offs and imitations that do a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
More
I saw it in a midnight movie on a college campus. I think I'd seen it before, but this version, they had that 15-minute promo film that they made, and they showed it before the film, and that was the best part, where he's taking you through the house and he's giving you a tour. It's Hitchcock himself. It's just great. And he goes into the bathroom and looks at the shower and says, "Oh, we won't go in there."
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's really good. That was the best part of it.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Look, I caught Psycho late in life after seeing all the slashers and everything, and it is very good. It's a great movie. It's a great movie, but I still don't know. Like I said, in this day, I don't know how you don't know what's going on. I guess back then you didn't.
Yeah, back then. I mean, and for an American film, that's very rare that the star gets killed off before the movie's even half over yet. That's very rare.
A big no. I mean, that's
Go see Horror Hotel, aka City of the Dead. I still recommend. I like that better than Psycho even, and they kill off the lead girl too there, and people still want to know which came first because they're both released at the same time.
Yeah,
Psycho.
I mean, with the same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. That what's her name? The PJ. She was portrayed as the lead actress in that movie, but they kill her off within the first hour.
Oh, I wouldn't see that crap.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste my time.
No, I've seen it
because it's a joke. Because it's a joke. If it was serious,
yeah, exactly. The filmmakers were right. They made it as a tax write-off, and it should have been a tax write-off. It just failed for that.
Well, good afternoon. Good late afternoon. Yeah. Now, when you say new Dracula movie, are you talking about the Frankenstein movie, or is it going to tell me there's going to be another Dracula movie? Please don't tell me that. I'm done. Really? Come on. Is there really a new Dracula movie?
I don't remember. I mean, I know there's a Frankenstein one. Actually,
and now I hear it's going to be Netflix.
Yeah, actually, there's 2 Frankenstein films coming out.
Which was the one that's on Netflix and not going to be in the theater?
No, I think it is going to be in the theater for 2 weeks. And that's the Spanish guy, Mexican director, Guillermo del Toro.
Right. Well, if you picked this up, I hope it was the 1932 original, not the remake from the 60s. That's a good one. All right, I'm trying to go get through these, but I'm going to have to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. The Old Dark House. No, this Old Dark House. Yeah, he ripped off a lot of people. Palmer.
Well, I mean, he's definitely influenced by and used quite a few techniques that Hitchcock did. I mean, I didn't care for that one.
The Birds is one of my favorite Hitchcock movies because it's horror, and I think a lot of it holds up. But we saw that on the big screen too, and I've said this every time this comes up. You know, I thrive on character development and build up. You have to know the characters. This is a little too much on that. It's a long before anything really starts happening, but when it does, I think it's very good.
To me, that's one of Hitchcock's lesser films, to be honest.
Yeah.
The saving grace in that film for me is Suzanne Pleshette.
This is not what I heard. They didn't. She was on Broadway doing My Fair Lady, and they didn't want her for something about her looks. They wanted Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey, yeah.
And then they thought she got a revenge when she did Sound of Music, and it was a hit. And they even said during her acceptance speech, she said something like thanking whoever it was for not casting me in My Fair Lady or something like that. Or was it Mary Poppins? So here we go.
And that's another one I enjoy. I do enjoy My Fair Lady, which is another remake of a movie called Pygmalion.
Yeah.
Julie Andrews was very revealing. I'll have to see the movie then.
Yes. There's a famous scene.
Oh, she does do a nude scene in that movie, doesn't she?
Yeah, and it's funny because Blake Edwards directed it, and that was her husband.
Lila, you, my dear, you need to see the movie before you see a Joe review. Okay, that's what my advice to you.
What am I missing out on? Which one?
Oh, she said she saw a movie, but she saw your review of it first.
I didn't see it. I thought, where's that?
No, that was in your other stream the other day. Don't you remember?
Yeah, what did she say with it? Remind me.
Yeah, I forgot the movie. Maybe it was Superman or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, it depends. I believe that if you find somebody like a professional critic, whoever, a critic or somebody where your taste tends to run very similar.
I seem to think that sometimes. Oh, it's no Nosferatu. Thank you. I think sometimes it ruins your. You should see the movie first before you hear somebody else's thoughts on it.
Well, sometimes you can hear somebody say it's not very good, and then it's like, wow, you undersold it. I was expecting it not to be very good, and then I liked it better than you did. That could happen as well. There's only one Ghostbusters to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I have the same standard answers for for some movies. Okay, I saw it in '84 in the theater. That might have been the Waverly Theater, actually, in Greenwich Village. You can see it if it's the theater I'm thinking of. You see it in a scene in Carlito's Way, in the city. Anyway, and I remember seeing it on a first date with somebody. Went to the village and saw it, and I just remember Sigourney Weaver, a really hot scene with her or something. That's what I remember. We don't know what this is in reference to.
Maybe tell what's his name to good night, go to bed.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, is that what happened? I didn't know that. What, Surgeon destroyed her voice? Is this true?
I have heard that, and I think that would be terrible casting. I mean, she's going to be like double the age of the person that's playing, John.
Yeah, that's a good scene. I like the bird scene in High Anxiety. I do like that. Yeah, no, that was Nosferatu. Yeah, okay. That's what you're talking about. Sucks, Nosferatu.
Well, I don't think it sucked, but it wasn't great.
Miley, no, you're not serious about this. You're not.
Just
who's she gonna play? Trying to go joke.
Come on with that. I mean, you damn well know that in the 40s, 50s, and 60s there were just as many remakes then as there are now.
It doesn't matter. You don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
there were news stories. Now it's mainly remakes of comic books.
come on, this is
Nah.
semantics. Everybody knows that now they more heavily rely on remakes, right?
Yes.
They did back then too.
And remakes of what exactly? What years are we talking?
I told you, 50s, 60s, 70s. There's just as many remakes then as there
I'm
are
asking
now.
you, what did they remake then? What
West Side Story, okay, it was a remake of Romeo and Juliet, okay.
No.
Yes.
Hold on.
My Fair Lady was a remake of Pygmalion, like I just
I
said.
don't want to. I interrupt people because I don't want to forget what I'm saying. I will. First of all, I'm not talking about it has similarities to they take the Romeo and Juliet theme and made West Side Story out of it. That's
Same
different.
story. Same story.
That's different.
Well, there's only I took film classes. There's only seven stories.
Thing.
There's only 7 possible film stories. That's it.
I don't like people telling me, "Oh, they remade Ben-Hur, say in '59." That was a silent film.
Though. But it's true.
But it doesn't matter. It was a silent film in black and
but
white.
The difference to me, the difference is they're cashing in on it now. Back then, they tried to hide the fact that they were remaking things. Oh. Now it's like, oh, we're going to do it, and it's just so blatant.
But don't you think there's remakes that should not be films that don't need a remake, like Sound of Music?
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Some movies
Spielberg remaking West Side Story, I don't think was necessary.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When they remade them because they had been silenced or maybe lost films, or you didn't see them as often. Like I heard the Maltese Falcon.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing about it was not better, but it was more okay to do it back then because we didn't have home video in the internet, and nobody's seen this film in 30 years. So okay, you do a remake now, nobody's seen this film in 30 years. Now you might have seen it yesterday. That's a big difference too.
Still a remake.
Well, I mean, technicality, yeah, they always had remakes, but yeah. No, I don't want to hear any more Dracula love. I don't want to hear that anymore. I had enough of that with Bram Stoker's Dracula, okay? Dracula is a villain in the original Bram Stoker novel. I don't want to hear this stuff. We feel sorry for him. He's a good-looking Dracula. He's got the top hat and the John Lennon glasses, and he's such a nice guy. I don't want to hear this anymore. He's a villain, okay? I might see Bela Lugosi tonight, Dracula, again, because I'm trying to see if I can go through every Universal horror film this season. I say it every year for the last 30 years, 35 years, and I never do it.
How many films is that, incidentally?
The Universals?
Yeah. I mean, how many films do you think that is?
I don't know. 40, 50? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm guessing. Depends how far you want to go. Like, what do you want to count, really, when it comes to that?
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do that every year, and I never stick with like everything else, You can wait a long time. I probably will never have the desire to see that. Okay? I'll never have the desire to see it, so don't worry about it. You know how many things there are to watch and listen to? Come on. It's impossible. I mean...
No. I did 3 years ago, I did do my first Rocky Horror Picture Show in the theater with a bunch of people, and it was fun, but the movie itself, I think, again, like we said earlier, it's not that good.
No,
yeah, I don't care for it.
That's crazy.
Well, it's nice to know that he still show up. I want to see. Yeah. Supposed to be on the Spaceballs, isn't there? Spaceballs.
Yeah,
too?
Next year. Yeah, next year. I mean, it's amazing how older people are, how well they're doing with films or music. I mean, people into their 80s now. Like 30, 40 years ago, would we expect people in their 80s, still directing movies, going out on concert and stuff like that?
Romeo and Juliet has been made many times, to be fair. Yeah. Well, but the thing is, when it's a Shakespeare or literature, that I don't consider that the same thing. Oh, they made Macbeth many times. Or
Yeah,
something.
they're not remaking the film. They're doing the book or the play. That's
well, not all of it. No, because not a whole of it is, you can't put all of it. All right, never mind.
No, what's your point? I want to hear it.
The point is because with Macbeth, whether it's Hamlet, that's the 4-hour version that has pretty much everything in it. You're not always you're leaving certain scenes out, in the other versions of Shakespeare stuff. So it's not always the whole play or story. It's just, a lot of times they're just putting in the most important stuff in there. Sometimes they leave stuff out, So I disagree with that as well.
There you go. Still watched all of Nosferatu, but Joe's review was bang on my feeling about it exactly. So it worked. Okay. I mean, we saw eye to eye on that one.
Yeah, you were more of a fan of the cinematography in that one, right, than the story itself.
No, I thought it was a good-looking movie, but then again, in some places it's just too damn dark, and you couldn't see the. Yeah. I'll take there's one where I'll take the silent one. That's been done. See, that's what I mean. That's been done 3 times. That's enough with that. I don't know what else to say. It's a rare one where I think the silent really holds up, but Nosferatu. Yeah. But whatever.
There you go. I'll take Falcon.
But that's what I want. What I mean now, are the 31 and 36 versions easily obtainable and well thought of? I don't think so.
For me, it's different if you're remaking a book. A lot of the stuff they're making now was never a book; it's a movie. If you're doing your own interpretation of a book, to me, that's different than remaking something that started out as a movie and now you're doing the movie again. To me, that's a different.
I don't know if I just say a book then, because in my opinion. That would include Jaws. We could make another Jaws because it was a book, or The Exorcist again. I'm thinking more literary. I don't know, classic literature.
Well, see, I think that I consider these sorts of books classic literature, but most people probably don't.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter either. Three Stooges reused some of the same scripts after Curly left. There's a lot of similarities, but again, there was no such thing as television. There was no such. The television came in later, but it came in, but it really got big in the 50s.
They used some of the same shorts and just shot Curly's part with shampoo, and then cut him in and released it.
But the thing is, they had no concept that there was going to be a thing called DVD.
Exactly.
You'd have them all listed on there. I just saw these scenes. I just saw these sequences in the other one. It was a short film. If you happen to go to the movies and happen to be showing before the feature, you happen to see a short. They never see it again. Maybe 3 years later, they used the same footage in another one. All these I couldn't care less about those Beatle films. I really want to, we'll see what happens with those. But
again, I think for me the biggest thing is going to be the accents.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, I was trying to get to that, but you guys keep leaving so many comments that we're not getting.
You have to say something. I forgot about it. I totally forgot about it. All right, Tim. So let's see now. What's the deal? There's going to be a lot of things he watched.
Okay. Well, since I haven't been on for 2 weeks, and I'll go through this really quick. This week, and I'll talk about what I watched last week too. This week, I went back to something weird because I had a week where I'd already seen enough movies to talk about, so I could go back to something weird. And I saw The Pig's Keeper's Daughter and Sassy Sue. And all I'll say about these two movies is the reasons to watch them come in pairs. That's all I'll say about that movie.
Yeah. I saw The Pig Keeper's Daughter. I remember it.
They're both pretty good. This is actually an entertaining movie. And goes back to Little Shop of Horrors. This is a remake of Little Shop of Horrors, but it's an exploitation film, so that's okay. Please Don't Eat My Mother.
I saw that. Buck Cartelian's in there.
Yeah, Buck Cartelian's in there. And this is a pretty entertaining, funny film. There's even a commentary, and I watched the commentary as well.
Is that something about a plant or something? I don't know.
Yeah. It's a man-eating plant, just like Little Shop of Horrors.
Do you know who Buck Cartelian was? Every time I mention him, he was in Planet of the Apes. Julius, the ape that Sells it,
He's in
sprays
lots of
tail,
things.
then runs off.
I think he might even be in the Godfather for a minute. You think he's in Scarface?
He's in a lot of things.
He's in all kinds of legit movies.
Cool Hand Luke, he's in everything.
Yeah. And I watched 2 Mondo films, actually 3. I'll talk about the third one in a second. I watched Primitive Love, which is Jane Mansfield. It's a Mondo film, but it's just stupid because they weave this other stupid comedy in it. And do you know Mondo Berlo? I can't even pronounce it.
Boris Karloff.
Yeah, Boris Karloff narrates that one, and it's just an okay Mondo film. It's not very good. And then I watched on Tubi last night a film called Women of the World, which isn't just about women. I don't know why it was called that, but that was maybe the best Mondo film I've ever seen because most of it was actually real. You could just tell that most of what they were showing was actually real. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, that's this week. I stuck with something weird this week. Last week, I watched more Laserdiscs. And I've never seen this before. I watched The Morning After with Jane Fonda and Jeff Bridges. And this was good. It wasn't fantastic, but it was a good, interesting film. And I kind of guessed the ending. It's sort of a mystery what's going on, and I kind of guessed it, but not really. They did a good job on it. I forgot who directed it because it's been Sidney Lumet directed this.
Cool.
And it's been almost 2 weeks since I watched that. I just finished this book, so I watched the movie because I had it on Laserdisc. Devil in a Blue Dress.
I like that one.
Denzel Washington. And this might be the first Denzel film I've ever seen, to be honest. I haven't seen very many of his films. And it's good, but I think I liked it mainly because I liked the book a lot. But no, it's a good film. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the book helps. And he played the character Easy Rawlins pretty well, I thought.
Yeah.
So good film there. I liked this, and I didn't expect to. House Sitter with Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn. I didn't expect to like this, and I did. It was pretty well written. It was pretty funny. I don't think Goldie Hawn was never a great actress, but I don't think she gets any better than this, really. I mean, as far as a comedy, as far as being, funny, she's. I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. Okay, couple more. You were talking about this the other day, Tom, and I remember this very differently. Swept Away.
Yeah,
I think you were talking about the other day.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah, because I just picked it up on Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this was remade, and not by Madonna. I think a couple of years later this was remade, and I think I'd seen the remake. Maybe I'd seen this too. But the one I remember, and I looked for it, and I couldn't find it. I looked for it like on IMDb and stuff. The one I remember had a lot more nudity in it than this one.
Right.
And this one, not that was a big disappointment, but it just wasn't what I remembered. But anyway, this is really good. 2 people get stranded on an island, and they hate each other at first, and of course, anything leads to another.
Well, I mean, that's debatable whether how much they love each other because of what she does at the end of the film. But I mean, I still enjoy it a lot. But I would have no interest in ever seeing the Guy Ritchie Madonna version.
No, I wouldn't either. Like I said, I've seen another film that's either a remake of that or so like it that. Yeah. But this woman, I remember her looking. I remember what the other woman looked like, and it wasn't her. And she's literally, from the time they get on the island to the time they're rescued, she's literally naked the entire time. So I know this isn't that movie because she wasn't, and this woman was constantly naked. Cool. Anyway, and the last movie I saw, I've seen before, and I didn't like it. I liked it better this time than the first time I saw it. I watched Annie Hall.
Yeah, did we talk about this? I thought we talked about this recently.
No, because I watched a bunch of Woody Allen movies the last time I was on, but I hadn't. This wasn't one of them. But one of the things that surprised me most about this that I noticed, and I smiled every time it happened, is there's a lot of, I won't call them cameos because they were nobodies yet, but there's a lot of very early appearances by actors in this.
Yeah, Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
for
Christopher
one.
Walken. What's her name from? Oh God. I can't think. Oh, Kathy Bates, Jeff Goldblum, all kinds of people turn up when
Paul Simon.
Yeah. Paul Simon was somebody. He actually had a part. But these other people, they just keep turning up, and I'm seeing them over, and I'm like, is that Jeff Goldblum on the phone? You just see this tall guy talking on the phone in the background.
I still think that's just. Because I said this last time when we talked. I think we watched Play It Again, Sam, and then I talked about Annie Hall. I always think it's just another Play It Again, Sam. I mean, it's a good movie, but I don't get where it stands out so much.
No, I don't think it's his best movie or anything, but I liked it better this time. Mainly, I think because of the cameos. It was just I kept seeing it. Look. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I enjoy that sort of thing.
Thank you, Tim. I'm going with Blazing Saddles for Mel Brooks' best film. Anybody?
BS for me as well.
What do you have?
I'd go with Young Frankenstein, believe it or not, I think.
I believe it.
Nice. Knockers.
I don't know about it. No, what Knockers? Come on.
Yes. Well, I prefer nice.
Well, it doesn't fit the door knocking. Boom, boom.
I know.
Anyway, I don't know. It's funny, I guess. I don't know. I don't know about this.
Yeah, no, I think it was actually. I think it was.
Yeah, we always meant this. Another movie gets mentioned all the time.
It's fantastic.
Hey.
And that was before I knew Paul was up for the part.
Yeah, I know. Hello, Joseph. Arias Toulouse.
That's an Akira Kurosawa remake with Spike Lee directing and Denzel Washington in it. And I don't think it's out yet, but I will be going to see that film. Yeah, this is great, Lila. This is hilarious. Oh, that was fantastic. I wish I was there. I would have been laughing my ass off.
Yeah, what's the first movie you remember seeing as a kid? It's impossible, but I mean, who knows? I might have to say Sound of Music was one of them because, in the movie theater, but I don't remember. I'm trying to remember my earliest memories. I mean, geez.
As far as a theater, and I don't remember movie. I remember Hard Day's Night being on when I was a little kid on TV somewhere. But Planet of the Apes is the first movie I remember seeing in a theater.
It's pretty good. That's another one that another book. Yeah.
I think it was Star Wars for me, probably.
Oh, that's true. We're only before. Wow.
Well, I saw it in '79 though, when I was 6, and it's just the first one I remember. It's I know I've seen tons of TV shows, but to say what movie, I wouldn't remember before that.
Yeah, kids don't watch movies. They don't have the attention span to watch a 2-hour movie.
Unless you're Quentin Tarantino.
No.
Yeah. Well.
How do you still acquire laserdiscs? So they got them used everywhere.
Well, they don't have them used around me, but you can get them on eBay and stuff.
You can.
And there are record stores that have them and bookstores that have them. Not near me.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, the chain of record stores that I frequent very, very often when I lived in Arizona, called Zia Records, they took laser discs in and they sold them there. So
Robbie, Go ahead. Say, oh,
I said you can. No, I was just saying you can still get them eBay, record stores,
yeah, of course.
stuff like that.
You get anything these days. You just got to go online on internet. I don't know that name, Scott, that you're mentioning, Robbie, from Staten Island. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was better than okay, but to me, it just, I don't know. Best picture,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
not his best, but it's good. But it's not his best.
I don't know anything about that. Yeah, I have Gilda with Rita Hayworth. Yeah,
It's his favorite genre, Criterion.
that's right.
Well,
That's right.
it's a film noir, so it's my favorite genre because it's a film noir.
Oh, so it's on Apple TV then. I thought it was coming out on in the theater. I hope it's still coming out in the theater.
A movie that's too long is a movie that feels like it's too long.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that. I've seen 60-minute movies that's like, too long.
Like,
yeah.
Schindler's List is like 3.5 hours long, but I don't think it's too long. I think it's as long as it needs to be. But
a movie, if you're enjoying a movie,
it's 3 hours long and it's too long. You can tell you're sitting there and you're getting bored.
Well, that's it. A good movie, you should never feel like it's dragging, or
Right.
maybe movies drag and then they get better. But I mean, you should never feel like I've been. How long have I been here, man? This is like, I can't take this.
Yeah. When is this thing gonna end? I've watched 60-minute movies that were too long. When is this thing gonna end? No, the movie I was just talking about. It's probably the best Mondo film I've ever seen. Women of the World, but it was 1 hour and 45 minutes, and that's too long for a Mondo film.
Yeah, I really don't. Yeah. Well, the best thing about Lasers, as far as I'm concerned, are the covers. Some of them, the record albums. I never was so.
I like Laserdiscs. I don't.
Some are, right?
Some of them are gatefold.
Some of them are gatefold, yeah. None of these were that I had right here. I would have showed them. No, none of these are, but some are. A lot of laser discs are 2 discs, so they have to be gatefold, pretty much.
Yeah, I saw a lot of these movies. I mean, I can't. I saw Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the cartoon. And a lot of those, Cinderella, Dumbo, Bambi. Who knows what the first movie was? I don't know.
Yeah. They were, when we were kids, because Joe and I are the same age. They would bring those movies back and show them on Saturday matinees in the movies. They'd have a big event, and Joe probably went to some. I know I went to some. Yeah.
When I was delivering mail, I got into conversation with a guy that liked old movies, and he gave me a copy of The Shop Around the Corner, and I never watched it. They're pushing movies on me.
It's okay. It's not one of his best films, in my opinion, but it's fine.
Mondo Cane. Anybody see Mondo Cane?
Yeah, that was kind of the first Mondo. That's why they started calling them Mondo films, because of Mondo Cane. It's so much of it's fake. Most of Mondo films are fake. That's the whole. Where the one I watched last night wasn't, which is what set it above.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Yeah, I saw The Love Bug at the drive-in. It's at 68.
Yeah, I may have seen that. I don't remember. I remember going, the first movie me and my brother went to see without our parents, like by ourselves, was, I think it was the second Love Bug. It's like a Saturday matinee kind of thing.
I don't approve, Lila.
I don't either, for the most part. There are a couple that I like colorized, but for the most part, I don't.
I mean, unless you're restoring a film and there's like certain like tints of color here and there,
Yeah.
especially like say like Schindler's List, when there's the one scene with the young, the kid, and she's running through a black and white scene with a red coat on. Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that's different. If you're restoring that particular scene, let's say in like 20, 30 years from now, and it needs to be restored, that's fine. Restoring the pitch or the black and white films that had like a blue lens to it, right? And so if you're restoring that, I'm all for it. But to colorize like A Hard Day's Night or anything like that,
no. For me, it's director's intent, I like Miracle on 34th Street in color. It's one of the few films that I like the colorized version. And I say to myself, if they had the money and the resources, would they have shot that film in color? And my answer is yeah.
Well, sometimes it's yes, but that's, that doesn't work all the time. That thing. Like, that's like saying like, oh, well, if they had CGI for, I'm talking about a movie, help me, Double Indemnity or something, they would have used.
They did have this technology. It was just expensive in the film that they didn't think the film would do well enough to warrant it. Well, that's a producer's decision. That's not really a director's decision.
It felt long to you. It doesn't feel long to me.
Yeah, I've never. Ten Commandments in some places felt a little long. But Ben-Hur, I can watch that over and over again, not get bored.
The old music for it. Well, I don't know. A lot of it depends how good it looks too.
There's a channel out there doing it called Smurf Fools, and he's been colorizing everything, and it's it's fine. It doesn't matter to me because it's not. It is what it is. So it's not like taking a classic film and colorizing it. It's just a clip from a TV show, but still, it's not necessary.
I've made the decision recently that I'm never going to see Lawrence of Arabia. I have no desire to see it. Great film, though it's supposed to be, because I say that I don't think I like what it's the idea of what it is, what it's about. I'm not interested in that kind of thing. And then I heard people said they saw it and they didn't love it either, which is unusual. But people said it, and that it is just a lot of what I think it is. So you still have to judge for yourself. I do agree. But
I thought I would hate it, and I loved it. It's one of the first Laserdiscs I ever watched. I got it. Friend gave it to me on Laserdisc, and it's first or second Laserdisc I ever watched, and it blew me away.
Those three films of his that he did, back to back, like that, Bridge on the River Kwai, Lawrence of Arabia, and Dr. Zhivago. I would love to see all of those on the big screen.
See, and all three of those titles don't interest me at all. And they're great movies. They're considered great movies.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Bridge on the River Kwai is great too. Dr. Zhivago, I don't have interest in, and I know I should. I think it's because my mother used to love it.
If Dr. Zhivago created a monster or something, maybe I'd want to see it. One movie that I didn't think. I'll give you an example of one movie I didn't think I would.
Dr. Zhivago.
What movie I thought I wouldn't like that I had no interest in for many years because of the title and what I thought it was about was Dr. Strangelove, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And when I was on my Kubrick craze, I did enjoy it somewhat. The actors and Peter Sellers and
great cast.
And Peter Sellers.
And George C. Scott.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, definitely. Some people. I'm not gonna watch. It's black and white. Danny. Hey, watching Danny. Let's go. Bust your chops Friday.
Especially if it's shot well. A movie shot well in black and white.
Oh yeah,
Donnie.
Yep, agree.
Yeah, like the old monster movies we talked about. Like some people once in a while. I don't know how it's done. They take a moment. They can see only can really, really very well colorize only like 10 seconds of film at a time or something. If it looks really good, I've seen like color stills of like they take a color photo from Frankenstein or Dracula or something, and it looks amazing. It really looks good. they could put like, I don't know, red around Dracula's eyes or so. And I'm like, wow, I got to say, even though I'm a purist and I'm against colorization pretty much, now I'm getting older. I'm like a little curious. Like I've said, I wouldn't even mind if they could do it so good that you wouldn't know the difference. And it looks like that's how it was made, which I often say. Here we go again with this same speech all the time. With the monsters, not to get it mixed up with the pilot, with the other actors, with Joan Marshall and stuff. I'm not talking about the pilot that was filmed in color. I'm talking about when they colorized an episode. You can look it up. It's called I think it's My Fair Monster, one of the first episodes of the series itself with Fred Gwynn, and Fred Gwynn was in the pilot too. I mean, the first episode, official episode, not the pilot. They colorized it. It looks amazing. It looks incredible. It's a real sight to watch it. But yet there's something about the black and white about it that's great.
Yeah.
See, there's a movie I could never see. I just couldn't. I could not get into that.
Yeah. See, now there's another 3-hour movie that drags in places too. It's just not exciting. It's fine movie. Should have won Best Picture. I don't think it needed to win Best Picture, but I've always just thought Gandhi was okay.
Yeah, I'm not interested either. I've never seen it, and I'm not.
The topic, I just don't care. Just like I didn't care about Amadeus, which I hated that movie. Boy, I hated Amadeus with Tom Hanks. I hate it. Ugh. Lawrence of Arabia always gets voted best Blu-ray looking movie every year. Okay, now I think this has come up before. I have to see names of David Lynch films. Can't think right now.
So there's Blue Velvet, The Elephant Man. You got the Twin Peaks. You got Wild at Heart. You got Mulholland Drive.
Nope.
None
of them.
Naked Lunch.
Yeah, no, that was Naked Lunch was Cronenberg.
I thought it was him. All right.
No.
I hated that movie.
Cronenberg is an acquired taste for sure.
Yeah, I hated that movie. I'm not a David Lynch fan either. The Elephant Man's okay.
No, I love Blue Velvet. I think Blue Velvet's a work of art.
Hard Day's Night is perfect in black and white, and Help is perfect in color. How much of it is because we're used to it that way? Like I agree that they work, they really do work well because of the types of movies they are. Help is more zany and everything and wild, flashy. But the thing is, if Help if it had been made in black and white, I wonder if you would feel the same way. I don't know.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would mind Help. If Help was originally black and white, I think they colorized it. I wouldn't be that mad at it as opposed to if they colored A Hard Day's Night. To me, A Hard Day's Night is shot like a documentary. And documentaries in 1964 were shot in black and white, and they should be in black and white. That's my feeling about that.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I definitely had a film projector.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing a few at school. Didn't get to watch. I never really watched a lot of films in school. A lot of little documentaries and films for high school and junior high and stuff like that required a projector. But I don't think I've ever seen an actual movie on a home projector or anything like that.
I owned films myself. Well, short abridged films, not full length.
Yeah. I just saw home movies at home. My relatives that would shoot home movies, but they never had an actual movie. But when I was a kid, for holidays and stuff, they would troop us all to the auditorium and show us films sometimes. So I saw films on a big screen in school sometimes.
I had no interest in it.
Oh, yeah, I skipped that one. I really didn't have any interest in seeing that too.
I watched it and because of all the hype and everything, and I thought it was okay, but I didn't think it was nearly as good as everybody was saying it was.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I would
have it. Actually, I didn't quite. Yeah. I thought it was just very odd.
Yeah, Munster Go Home was the feature Munsters film that was filmed in color. And when you say that's one reason you didn't like it, I would say that's not the main reason for me. It's because it sucked compared to the TV show. The TV show was better. I don't think the feature was as good. But the color wasn't really that big a deal for me. What's new, Pussycat?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I need to watch Lynch as soon as possible.
I don't know if Joe would like
I
anything
don't
Lynch.
think he does.
Everybody knows me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Siskel Ebert's review of Help was kind of negative, saying also what did they read?
I agree. It is. We came back out in the theaters at some point. I remember that review, and I kind of agree with it. I think it is. I'm not saying it's that dated, but I think it's more dated than A Hard Day's Night.
Eraserhead, favorite Lynch film.
Come on, you got to be kidding me. Really? Are you being honest or sarcastic?
Well, Mike would be honest.
Yeah.
Mike, when are you coming up, Mike? When are you going to be part of this panel, Mike? Blue Velvet is still quotable for me. Especially
Blue Ribbon.
Well, that's what he just said. Yeah. Well, I was gonna mention this before. This is one I would say that I don't want to see in black and white. Magical Mystery Tour.
No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hello, Douglas. I gotta get going soon. I really do. A 90-minute mark, I think. Yeah, gonna get going. Let's just go fast. Notorious opinions on Notorious.
Rebecca is better, I think.
Yeah, it relies too much on the MacGuffin, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to see it, but I would like. That's one I would like to see.
I love The Substance, and I can't wait to hear what Joe thinks about it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ebert said Hard Day's Night was one of his favorite films. He said if it was a color, it wouldn't be a favorite. Yeah, that's good in black and white.
Yeah, really. I agree with that.
Okay, perfect timing. Okay, well, now I got to go, though. We got to go. So thank you all for being here. Another show. Hope to do it next week as well. Thank you, Tom and Tim. Thanks for being here, everybody. And, let us know what movies you're watching. Maybe I'll watch more than one movie one of these weeks. You never know. So much to do.
As soon as you retire from your retirement, Joe.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. As soon as I retire from my retirement, you bet.
You'll have all the time in the world.
Yeah. I don't have any time now, that's for sure. All right, everybody. Talk soon. Cheers, everyone.
Great comments. Great questions.